The information on this podcast from Dr. Troy Munson is meant to educate the listener on a variety of health issues. It is not meant to diagnose or treat any conditions.
Has your health been covered up? Today, it's Revealing Wholeness with Dr. Troy Munson, presented to you by Infinity Whole Health.
Hello and welcome. I'm Dr. Troy Munson on Revealing Wholeness. Today is going to be an interesting discussion, I guess, on the germ theory and the measles outbreak. So here we are sitting in the middle of May of 2019, and in my area, supposedly somebody came to a meeting of the city council, and I believe the school, and they had the measles. And everybody's freaking out. And so I even had one of my staff called by the CDC or some governmental agency that was a recorded message that said, if you notice a mild sore throat, a mild fever, and red eyes, that we're to report it immediately because they could have the measles. And I'm thinking to myself, a mild sore throat, a mild fever, and some red itchy eyes. That sounds like the cold. That sounds like just a regular cold. In fact, it doesn't even sound like a bad cold. And so everybody's freaking out over the measles, that you need this vaccination to be safe, and oh my gosh, everybody's going to die of this mild cold, which is ludicrous. It's crazy. And yet, if we do just a quick money trail, who makes the measles vaccine? Well, Merck does. Well, does Merck have any governmental ties? Oh, probably not. Well, yeah, they do. To a lot of the upper management of these health governmental agencies are tied to Merck. And so here you have all these people that are fanning the flame of this, and they know they can make millions, if not billions, on a vaccine that is unnecessary. It technically doesn't harm anybody, but it does because you're injecting foreign material into your body that you don't even know what else is in that injectable. And so it's crazy that we would get all bent out about this. And I love being attacked for the germ theory. One time I systematically explained the germ theory in a post on Facebook, and some guy from a insurance company just totally badmouthed me because it says anybody, and this, I'm quoting him, anybody that would not falsify or challenge the germ theory in only 2 paragraphs is a quack. And I thought, are you kidding me? And so I simply said that Louis Pasteur said that germs cause disease, and the World Health Organization set out to prove that this was true by taking healthy living tissue and putting viruses on it, bacteria on it, protozoas on it, amoebas, parasites, and you know what they found? It doesn't grow. The natural healthy tissue naturally resists the pest. If it did not, you and I would not be talking. I wouldn't be talking to you, and you wouldn't be around to listen to this if germs cause disease, because they are everywhere. Imagine you go to the mall and grab a door handle. Do you think for one moment that the millions of people that have been to that mall, that went to the bathroom and picked their nose and coughed into their hand and, cleaned their baby's bottom, do you think that all those people washed their hand when they grabbed that door handle? I mean, come on. So if you grab that door handle and you're holding onto your phone and you go home and you have your phone at the dinner table and you're eating a piece of chicken or a pizza by your hand, do you not realize that you're being inoculated with all those germs and bacteria, and that if the germ theory was correct, your body would be done. It would just be gone. And so the fact that our body has this wonderful immune system, and at age 6 months, our immune system turns on full bore as we start crawling around and putting everything into our mouth because we're trying to learn how dangerous is this environment. And everybody who washes their children's hands, freaking out all the time, almost OCD type behavior, they realize that their kids are actually more sick when they get older because the immune system said, hey, this is a very clean environment. There's nothing to do here for me. I can be really laid back all my life. But if instead your child picks up everything and puts it into their mouth, and their immune system starts really being robust and building up, they don't have to worry later on in their life. They're gonna overcome all these challenges that everybody else is dying over. And so if you want a strong immune system, you cannot protect it. Now you do need to at least have a good diet so that your body has the tools and the fortitude, the weapons, the vitamins, the minerals to fight correctly these pathogens, but it'll do it literally effortlessly and you won't even know it. A cold that, let's say my body comes in contact with something I've never seen before, a virus or bacteria. The moment my body senses it, it starts throwing antibodies at that virus or bacteria or protozoa or whatever it is, or fungus, about 1,000 a second, the immunologists tell us. I mean, it's spectacular what your body does until it finds the one that is most effective against that pathogen. And then it hands that off to a memory cell, says, hey, remember this for this bug. Whenever we see this again, produce this antibody. And then it hands it off also to a killer T cell and says, hey, you start producing antibodies like no tomorrow. Take this back to the bone marrow and get it done. And so if it does it really efficiently, it fights all of it before that virus or bacteria or whatever the bug is gets hold of you. And now it's killed before you even have one sniffle. You don't even know you were sick because your body worked so efficiently and so well. By the time you get sinus and miserable and all the things that you feel with it, your body is well underway of fighting it. And then that's typically when we'll go to the doctor. Now we have a secondary sinus infection. We'll get an antibiotic and that will destroy all of our defenses in our gut and everywhere else. And now we're left wide open for the next infection. And so think through the body's eyes before you start really getting crazy about how possibly weak your body is, because your body is not weak. It is wonderfully, fearfully made, and it knows what to do, and it has been doing it for thousands of years. And I love that people say that, well, the age that we die now is getting better. We're living longer every year. I said, well, most of that's because many people didn't live past the age of 2. It was really difficult on childbirth age. But now that our sanitation is better, and at least we're not so flooded all the time, and we don't have to test our immune system so dang much, and our nutrition is actually in some respects getting better, but many people are choosing things like McDonald's and fast food and processed food that aren't so good. But there's a turning in our country right now of going towards organic, going towards whole foods, going towards fats and proteins where a lot of the vitamins reside, and grass-fed animals, organic animals, things like that really do impart health. And so as we explore and unpack these things over the next couple of weeks, I plan to bring out more and more statistics on vaccine-type stuff and on the diseases themselves and what's going on behind the scenes. So anyways, until then, if you have questions, comments, please email me. It'll be on the end. And until then, I'm Dr. Troy Munson on Revealing Wholeness.
This concludes another episode of Revealing Wholeness with Dr. Troy Munson. If you have any questions concerning this podcast or others, you can reach Dr. Munson by email at chiroman, that's CHIRO man, at dr.com. Or you can call him at his office during office operation hours at 360-893-8586. This show is sponsored by Infinity Whole Health on the Disruptors Podcast Network.